Hey guys. Hope you're all doing really well. Happy almost Halloween. Um, yeah, for those of you who are new here, I'm a law of assumption coach and a former psychotherapist. And yeah, I specialize in working with trauma survivors. And I do have coaching slots available either for live video coaching sessions or, recorded coaching sessions. So you would email me and then I would make a coaching video for you. So those are some options. But today I wanted to talk about what to do if you know, you just kind of feel like you're not believing in the law of assumption. You're feeling a lot of doubt. You're feeling like I'm just lying to myself. I'm just gaslighting myself. Um, this was a question a client had, and I just thought it was such a good question. So I would make a video. So I thought I'd make a video about it. So, yeah, I mean, I think so gaslighting itself, right? That term comes from a movie with Ingrid Bergman. I think it was made in like 1950 or something. And basically, her husband is like systematically driving her crazy, right? Making her doubt herself over and over. So it has a really negative connotation, just like brainwashing, right? We always think like it's something terrible. But, the way we develop beliefs is through repetition. So, you know, in a way, we are brainwashing ourselves with like good beliefs. So, I think just taking away that negative aspect of it, like, no, I'm not gaslighting myself in the sense of like, no, I'm not harming myself here, right? The harm happened when I was, instilled with really negative beliefs as a kid, right? This is what we all go through because we're not manifesting when we're kids. We're just thrown into some random situation. And based on the experiences we have when we're kids and the people we end up growing up around, that really informs our perceptions. It's how we develop our self-concept. So, whether it's um, and it doesn't really matter if it's true or not, right? We never think to question things when we're kids. Just whatever we're told is what we believe, right? Even if we're given a toothbrush and we're told this is a shoe, like we're gonna believe it, you know? And so what we're doing when we're affirming, scripting, visualizing, right? Really committing to this new story, this new identity, we're rewriting all of that. We're reprogramming our entire subconscious mind to, give us what we want, right? You can think of the subconscious mind as just like a 3D printer, right? You change the input, you change the output. So we're just like telling ourselves a new story over and over again. And it can feel really silly, you know? I resisted learning about manifestation for such a long time because I thought it was silly. Like it sounds really silly, like, oh yeah, you start telling yourself something new and then all of a sudden your entire reality changes. Like it sounds kind of far-fetched, right? But then like as we like learn more and more about it, reading, people like Neville Goddard, Florence Scovel Shinn, Joseph Murphy, start to be like more curious, like, okay, well, yeah, maybe reality does work this way. And then also scientists are saying the same thing as manifestation teachers, right? Like in order to have a new experience, we have to have new thoughts and new beliefs. It's the only way. Um, sorry, I just had to grab some water there. um, so yeah, I think that it's just another way that our brain tries to keep us in the old story, right? When I say our brain, I mean like our conscious mind, our ego mind, right? That part of us that is constantly trying to keep us safe and staying in what's familiar, right? our mind would rather keep us feeling like anxious, depressed, having terrible thoughts about ourselves just because it's familiar. So we're really, at the beginning, it can feel like an uphill battle as we start to really saturate our mind with these new thoughts and beliefs. It can feel like our brain is fighting back a little bit. But I think the best way to think about that is like it's just an opportunity to reaffirm, the new story to ourselves. So no matter what we see in the 3D, and even if it's the opposite, no matter what we're feeling internally, like this is ridiculous, this is silly, we can still change it. Now, I think some ways to make it easy is, to just tell ourselves, like, this is working, this is real. And, a lot of people find a lot of inspiration from reading success stories online. So, I mean, there's so many success stories. You could just go to Reddit and go to the Neville Goddard page and just see like just tons and tons of success stories from every topic imaginable. So I think that's something helpful to remember. Like, if this didn't work, like, for one thing, none of the law of assumption coaches would have a job, right? Because it just wouldn't work. None of us would be teaching this because the only reason we're teaching this is because we found it to be absolutely life-changing. Like, it was completely life-changing for me to realize how much power was in my thoughts and my beliefs. So, and once you really commit and do some of the hard work of changing those beliefs through like a lot of affirming, listening to affirmations on your sleep tapes, scripting, visualizing, those new beliefs become the ones that are on autopilot. So just like the negative ones used to be on autopilot, really stressing you out constantly, right? And just creating lots of bad feelings in your body, the opposite starts to happen. So you end up just like naturally thinking positively about yourself and your reality. You're like, yeah, I'm sure everything's going to go well. Like, no, everyone likes me. Like, everything's okay. Like those begin to be your norm. And you end up just feeling so much better in your entire body. You're no longer struggling with anxiety and did I mess up? Am I doing the wrong thing? Because you've been flooding your mind, gaslighting yourself if you want, right? Brainwashing yourself with these new beliefs about yourself. And I think the thing to remember is like, these are just like good foundational beliefs for anyone to have. Just being like, yeah, I'm a good person. I'm kind. I'm wonderful. Like, no one has ever become a better person by feeling bad about themselves or feeling guilty. Like, that's just not how it works. If I start to think like, yeah, I'm a really good person, like I always do good things and I'm kind and I'm wonderful, like I'm naturally going to start to do those things. And that's how it is for anything. If I tell myself like, yeah, I'm really good at romantic relationships, they're fun and easy for me and they feel safe and wonderful. And same for money, right? Having money is normal for me. I know that money likes to take care of me. I'll do another specific money video here soon. But yeah, as we do this more and more, it just changes us on such a fundamental level, and our mind stops fighting back. Eventually, our conscious mind will just stop fighting us, and we'll start to kind of be like, okay, and just go with the flow. And it will get easier to do these affirmations and to believe them. So I intend that was helpful. And yeah, I think also doing small experiments, a lot of coaches talk about that, but they really do help in building your trust, so whether you manifest little things every day, like, oh, I just got a free cup of coffee, I like them to be even a little bit weirder, just to make sure that your mind really knows that it's coming from you, right? And it's wild how you'll see it happen, like something that you're just like thinking about and then you see it in your reality. So like a couple days ago, this is like such a funny example and not even something I was trying to manifest, but I had a client complaining about someone and they were like, what a troglodyte, you know, which is a pretty rare word. Like I haven't hardly ever see it anywhere. Um, but I thought about it, you know, I just thought about it a little bit. And then today I was playing this word game that I like to play. And one of the words was troglodyte. And I was like, wow, that's so interesting, right? Like you're trying to see the correlation between your mind and your 3D reality, right? You're trying to see the fact that it is actually a mirror. So every time you do a little experiment, right? Whether you're like, oh, today I saw a dog in a pink sweater, or today I saw a husky dog, um, or, you know, this person I'm going to go meet up with to have coffee, they're going to be wearing red and they're going to be driving a red car, you know, like you've never seen them, maybe you've never seen them wear red, maybe you don't know what color their car is, but you're just like deciding it. And then when you see it, right, it's kind of like this moment of like, whoa, this is real. This really works. And one that I like to go back to all the time is just like, I trust in myself and I trust in the law. I trust in myself and I trust in the law. Just like as you do that, right, you're naturally going to start believing like, I do have this power, you know, and it's safe for me to have this power. It's actually totally okay, and I always am manifesting anyway. So I may as well choose the direction I want to go in. And yeah, you know, yeah, you might get those internal judgments of like, oh, I'm just lying to myself. This isn't real. I wish I felt more confident. Those are also things you can change. You can tell yourself like, everything about manifesting is easy for me. I love affirming. My thoughts are always in alignment with what I want to experience. Like, I have so much trust in my abilities. I know how to use my power. I love manifesting. It's so much fun. I literally constantly get what I want. I always get what I want. Everything is just like flowing for me. And that feels good to me. And it feels normal to me. Because like what we're really doing with manifesting is we're teaching ourselves to tolerate having what we want. Like so many of us think like, oh, if I just had what I want, it would feel amazing. But what we don't realize is when we're so used to not having what we want, right? Kind of focusing on lack, we don't realize that like if we were to receive what we want in that state, right? In the like super focused on lack sort of mindset, we would probably self-sabotage it in some way or push it away in some way, not intentionally, right? But that's just what we do as humans. When something doesn't feel totally normal, safe, or comfortable, we just don't know how to handle it. So every time we're doing this inner work, which I don't even know if I like to use the word work, right? It's just an activity. You can think about it even as just like neutral. But as you're consciously, you know, changing your thought patterns, changing your beliefs, you are going to like make it so much easier for you to actually experience having and keeping your desire when it shows up in your 3D, which it will, right? This always works. And I know people sometimes get frustrated because they're like, well, it's not working instantly. There seems like a delay. The opposite's happening. None of that needs to happen. You know, I honestly think it can be helpful to take a break from your regular affirmations and just spend some time saying like, I'm so good at manifesting. I manifest instantly. I always manifest instantly. You know, I'm perfect at manifesting. I can't mess up. Everything I do, you know, just brings my desires into fruition. Everything that happens makes me happy. Like my world is here to support me. My 3D loves me, right? Everyone loves me. Like there are no annoying people. There are no annoying experiences. Like they're not allowed to exist in my reality. You have the power. You can make all of the rules. So I would just say like, as much as you can, like really focus on that word trust. And just remember, you're trusting in yourself here. You know, you don't have to trust me or any other coach if you don't want. But a lot of times, once you start having some of these experiences of how the world is a mirror of what you're thinking and believing, the more you are naturally going to trust. So when the doubt comes up, just see if there's like a way that you can just push it to the side. You can even just like be like, bye, Felicia, like in that one movie. You can also just tell your mind, like, yeah, so what? So what? So what if I am gaslighting myself? I'm doing it so that I'll feel better and everything is going to be better. So what? I know that's like Bashar's favorite phrase is like, so what? And I think it's just very helpful because it helps us remember, like, we can change things so quickly, so easily. We don't have to be bothered by anything because we know in the very next day, the next hour, the next moment, it could change completely. I've seen so many things change so radically, so quickly. So yeah, anything's possible. You've got this. And definitely let me know in the comments like what other topics you'd like me to make videos about. If you have any questions, I can answer for you. And also there should be a link in the description box if you did want to book a coaching session with me. So anyway, bye for now and happy Halloween.